President Donald Trump on Wednesday promoted a boycott of Goodyear, angrily reacting to a viral company policy that banned employees from wearing MAGA attire. "Don't buy Goodyear tires," they announced a ban on MAGA hats. "Get better tires for far less," Trump wrote on Twitter. "This is what the radical left Democrats do. Two can play the same game, and we have to start playing it now." The president appeared to reference an image that a Goodyear employee said was taken during a diversity training slideshow that went viral this week. According to Kansas television station WIBW, a slide labeled "Zero Tolerance" was presented at the company's Topeka, Kansas plant, and spelled out appropriate and inappropriate displays. Black Lives Matter and lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender pride were considered acceptable. Listed under the unacceptable section were Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, MAGA attire, unpolitical affiliated slogans or material. WIBW reported that a worker at the Topeka plant captured the picture and provided it to the news station. In a statement following Trump's tweet, Goodyear denied that the slide was created or distributed by their corporate office and claimed it was not part of a diversity training class. The company did not indicate the image was doctored and stood by the ban on political messaging articulated in the slide. "To be clear on our long-standing corporate policy, Goodyear has zero tolerance for any forms of harassment or discrimination," the statement read. "To enable a workplace environment free of those, we ask that associates refrain from workplace expressions in support of political campaigning for any candidate or political party, as well as similar forms of advocacy that fall outside the scope of racial justice and equity issues." The statement also established the company's support for law enforcement and pushed back on claims Goodyear is anti-police. Goodyear's response was not enough to satisfy the White House. At a news briefing, Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany accused Goodyear of targeting conservatives and said the company needed to clarify their policy. "They came out and said equity issues," McEnany said. "I will stand at this podium and say Blue Lives Matter is an equity issue, and Goodyear needs to come out and acknowledge that." Trump's call for a boycott was aimed at his supporters, McEnany said. She did not specify if the boycott would affect government vehicles. Goodyear is headquartered in Ohio, a 2020 swing state, and employs roughly 63,000 people. The president's tweet drew the ire of Senator Sherrod Brown, D. Ohio, who accused Trump of letting down American workers. "It's absolutely despicable that the president would call for a boycott of an American company based in Akron that employs thousands of U.S. workers," Brown wrote on Twitter. "He failed to stand up for workers in Lordstown, and now he betrays the workers in Akron." Trump's Goodyear attack is the latest in a long line of proposed boycotts from the president. Since 2015, Trump has called on boycotts of numerous prominent companies, ranging from Apple to CNN. Liberal boycotts of companies with conservative ties have frequently irked Trump. The Trump campaign played up their support for Goodyear last month after the food company drew heat from the left after the show praised Trump at a White House event. In July 2019, Trump used similar rhetoric when defending his friend and Home Depot co-founder Bernie Marcus. More and more the radical left is using commerce to hurt their enemy. They put out the name of a store, brand, or company, and ask their so-called followers not to do business there. Trump wrote on Twitter at the time. "They don't care who gets hurt, but also don't understand that who can play that game."